Evil isn't something we expect to come from a being as innocent as a child. Perhaps that's why psychopathic children in films frighten us more than their adult counterparts. Today, we will evaluate the 9 child psychopaths in cinema, and we will rank them from 9 to 1 in order of accuracy. We used Paul Frick and Christopher Patrick's framework from the Handbook of Psychopathy, specifically the Callous-Unemotional Traits in Youth criteria, focusing on lack of empathy, absence of guilt, early sadism, and early onset violence as behavioral markers. Number 9.
Look at me, Damian. It's all for you.
Damian Thorne, The Omen, 1976. After a diplomat unknowingly adopts the Antichrist, a series of fatal accidents follow his young son Damian. The boy rarely acts directly. He simply watches as death happens around him. His stillness, more than any action, suggests something inhuman at work. Damian shows striking affective flatness and indifference to suffering, rarely reacting to death around him. However, most violence occurs through supernatural forces rather than his direct agency. Because his behavior is framed as demonic destiny rather than developmental pathology, his fit with callous-unemotional traits is conceptually weak and largely symbolic. This is why he is placed at 9. Number 8.
You don't pry one apart from us. He who walks behind the rose will decide your fate.
Don't just sit there. Seize him, punish him, cut him down. I command you. I am the word and the giver of his laws.
Isaac Kroner, Children of the Corn, 1984. A rural town is ruled by Isaac, a child preacher who leads the local kids in a violent religious cult. Adults are executed as sacrifices, carried out with calm, ritualistic certainty rather than rage. Isaac's authority comes not from charisma, but from an eerie, unwavering conviction. Isaac displays marked emotional detachment and no remorse when ordering the ritual killings of adults. His authority is calm and administrative, suggesting instrumental violence rather than emotional reactivity. The organized, ideologically framed murders align strongly with callous, unemotional traits, though the film's cult mysticism blurs purely clinical interpretation. Number 7.
Say goodbye.
No!
Henry Evans, The Good Son, 1993. Henry appears polite and well-behaved, but secretly experiments with cruelty, manipulating everyone around him. Animals die, accidents are engineered, and his cousin becomes the only witness to the pattern. His violence feels less emotional than curious, like a child testing cause and effect. Henry treats harm as experimentation, approaching cruelty with curiosity instead of anger. He lies convincingly, shows no guilt when confronted, and uses charm to control adults. His combination of early sadism, deception, and emotional coldness fits a classic callous, unemotional developmental profile. Number 6. Lucas. Good night, Mommy. Twin brothers grow suspicious of their mother after her facial reconstruction, escalating into psychological games and eventual violence. Lucas orchestrates much of the tension with cold calculation, showing no empathy for the woman he targets. The story unfolds as a tense study of childhood perception warped into controlled cruelty. Number 5.
Feigling.
Selber Feigling. Drück du ab. Feigling.
Benny's Video, 1992. A teenage boy obsessed with violent footage records himself killing a girl in his bedroom. He watches the tape repeatedly, detached, as if reviewing homework. His parents respond with the same calm, covering up the crime rather than confronting it. Benny films a killing and watches it repeatedly with the same neutral interest he gives any recording. His flat affect before and after the act suggests profound emotional disengagement rather than shock or guilt. While his behavior reflects extreme empathy deficits, the film also implicates media desensitization, making the source of these traits partially environmental. Number 4.
Que foi, moleque? Teu amigo já levou tudo? Tá querendo o quê, moleque?
Pequeno, City of God, 2002. In the favelas of Rio, a young boy named Dadinho grows into a gang leader long before adulthood. Even as a child, he treats murder as entertainment and power as a game. His cruelty feels instinctive, not learned, separating him from the other kids around him. Even as a child, Zay shows excitement and pleasure during acts of domination and murder. Violence serves status and entertainment, not survival, indicating proactive rather than reactive aggression. These early sadistic tendencies and lack of remorse align strongly with callous, unemotional developmental patterns, though shaped by a violent social context. Number 3.
I hope your doll likes to swim. She's drowning, Beth. Stop it! Stop it! Stop it!
Mikey, 1992. A seemingly normal foster child moves from family to family, quietly murdering each household before relocating. His crimes are staged as accidents and carried out with childish practicality. No trauma or motive is offered, only a boy who prefers people gone. Mikey commits repeated, premeditated murders with practical efficiency and no remorse. He mimics normal childhood warmth only when it serves concealment, suggesting shallow affect and calculated manipulation. The early onset of instrumental violence strongly matches Frick's model of severe conduct problems with CU traits. Number 2.
You bring them back!
I believe he did it. I was fooling before, but now I believe you kill him. You kill that little boy with his shoes.
You've got them hid, but you'd better get
Rhoda
them and bring
Penmark,
them
The
back
Bad
here.
Seed, 1956. Rhoda is the picture of perfect girlhood, polite, neat, charming, but kills anyone who stands between her and what she wants. She treats murder like problem-solving, not passion. The film frames her evil as innate, something inherited rather than acquired. Rhoda maintains perfect manners while committing calculated murders for trivial rewards. She reacts to confrontation with confusion instead of guilt, as if morality is abstract rather than emotional. Her consistent lack of empathy and instrumental violence closely mirror classic callous, unemotional traits, making her one of the cleanest clinical fits. And at the top of our list, number 1. Kevin Kachadurian. We Need to Talk About Kevin, 2011. Through fragmented memories, a mother tries to understand her son Kevin, who has always seemed distant and hostile. From early childhood, he rejects attachment and manipulates those closest to him with deliberate precision. His final act of violence feels less like a break and more like the logical end of a long pattern. His cruelty escalates deliberately, often aimed at maximizing psychological harm, with no evidence of guilt. The persistent absence of empathy and calculated early violence places him at the extreme end of the callous, unemotional spectrum. We arranged these 10 children not by fear or spectacle, but by how closely their behavior resembles clinical reality. Cinema does not diagnose these children, but it observes them the way psychiatry does. It turns performance into case study and fiction into a quiet examination of how early the architecture of cruelty can begin. Thank you for watching.